we live in a time where one out of every $4 has been printed in the last 5 years. We are actively debasing our currency. And at the same time, Bitcoin has, into its design, programmed scarcity. You can never have more than a certain amount of Bitcoin. And so the dollar is depreciating, Bitcoin is appreciating. In 2018, the average American home would have cost you over $260,000 and over 400 Bitcoin. Today, the average American home is now over $460,000. It would cost you less than 5 Bitcoin. What's been the better investment over the last 5 years, Bitcoin or dollars?
And now that the United States is open to this idea, I think it would be impossible to suggest that other countries are not going to do the same thing. And I'm sitting here today in December of 2024. I'll make a prediction here that by this time next year, the Chinese will be back in the Bitcoin game. They're probably going to add it to their reserve assets, and they're going to probably allow for people to mine it legally. I mean, it's ironic 10% of the mining is still happening in China, despite the fact that the Chinese Communist Party has disallowed it. But you're going to see this opening. It's almost like a match sailing race. You're not going to be in a position in the world in developing economies where the U.S. is moving towards Bitcoin and you're not moving towards Bitcoin.
I'm reading here now about Google and quantum computing. I'm sure you guys saw this, but it's worth repeating.
Why? That it takes 14 years to do something and now takes 5 hours?
Well, and that's not quite 14 years to 5 hours. It's quantum computer based on a computer chip called Willow needed less than 5 minutes to perform a mathematical calculation that one of the world's most powerful supercomputers could not complete in 10 septillion years.
Good. Now, what's the use case of that? Have you figured out the use case?
How about, drug discovery?
Figuring out Bitcoin's encryption.
But look, this is a huge debate out there right now, which is how hot can we run this economy? When you have stronger productivity and lower unit labor costs, it suggests you could run an economy that is somewhat hotter. And I say this in context of the debate of all the emails I've got from all the market participants that say the Fed is absolutely crazy to be cutting interest rates here because the economy has been strong, because unemployment is low. But look,
going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, well, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting at more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a Treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. And they finally start to cut rates. And we know Japan is going to start raising rates. And those trillions of dollars that are sitting in money market accounts are going to start flowing over to the emerging markets. And we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction so they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And we had Bitcoin and crypto get a big pullback. If you're a trader, you know you're loving it. And if you've been in this space for a while, you're used to it. If you're a hodler and you're new, you're definitely going to have a stomachache. But as I'm doing this video, Bitcoin and crypto are slightly moving up. Right now, we have stocks flat after a pullback yesterday. And due to that crypto pullback, we had over 1.5 billion liquidated. Now, we should get some news about Microsoft on whether they're going to be adding Bitcoin to its reserves later today. Now, guys, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates right now starting off a little higher, but well off the highs. We have the dollar up. We have volume in crypto right now up. We have Tether and USDC. And we have Tether is now accepted in Abu Dhabi. And this year, the United States will get some type of regulation for stable coins. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And then, of course, we have the Fed. Repo yesterday was $153 billion. Make sure you're pulling that on a daily basis during the week. And will the Fed cut rates? And guys, we know all this data that we're receiving is pointing to a pause. Now, we get CPI tomorrow. And if it's still sticky, again, another data point where they should pause. But it looks like they're still going to be cutting rates, because if we look at yield rates, like the bond market is already signaling that. Now we have Steve Leisman, of course, says, how long could this economy run hot? And remember, guys, that's part of the plan. They want to destroy this legacy market so the fourth industrial revolution can rise. We're paying over $1 trillion just in interest to maintain the debt. Yes, guys, it's unbelievable. Now we have Scaramucci says China will have Bitcoin reserves if the United States does. They'll be following the United States. But guys, when it comes to the fourth industrial revolution, we're following the emerging markets. We normally lead the technology, not this time. You can easily go online and see all the technology overseas, the emerging markets, the Middle East. They are light years ahead, but don't forget, the United States corporations and big banks have funded it all. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs right now down. And we have BlackRock spot ETF fell 5% due to the fears that Google new quantum computing chip may compromise Bitcoin security. And who brings it up? That's right, Jim Cramer. Jim Cramer always sneaks in technology as a joke, but he's definitely serious. If you watch him all the time, he's always talking about the new technology. He always brings it up. But he's been doing this for decades, so it seems like, hey, it's not going to happen because he brought up a long time ago. But now we're starting to see this technology move fast forward. Remember, Trump's job is to land us in this fourth industrial revolution. Over the next 4 years, we're going to see technology move so fast, you're going to think you're in a movie. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Crypto.com partners with Deutsche Bank to expand corporate banking support across Singapore, Australia, and Hong Kong. And it doesn't matter what country you go to, they all have a plan for this fourth industrial revolution. Now we have the first Abu Dhabi bank joins tokenized firm Libre for collateralized lending. And we have trillions and trillions of dollars sitting in these money market accounts like a BlackRock money market fund. And now holders of crypto assets can use their tokens as collateral to borrow against it. And we can see how big the stablecoin ecosystem is going to be just off of lending. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we have Giancarlo speaking about the death of the dollar. With all this money printing, we're actively debasing our own currency. But guys, remember, this is part of the plan, and we know Giancarlo knows all about the plan. Destroy the United States dollar, which is the world reserve currency, which the world relies on, and then bring in this new digital economy that allows the machines to take over the economy. If you have the NWO book, you know all about the supercomputers, quantum computing, and just imagine you're giving these robots these synthetic brains, and they can pull from all this data, and they're connected to these supercomputers, what they'll be able to do. I know it sounds like a movie, but remember, your life is an illusion and TV is your reality. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books. Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing, they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID 33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.